Hello YouTubers and Batman fans, and welcome to my first ever Batman action figure review. Now today I'm going to be bringing you a review of one of the Movie Master's Dark Knight figures, and as you can see it is the Joker with missile launcher. Now I got this figure today from my local Toys R Us for $4.99. I was so happy when I found it in there because this was a figure that I'd been wanting for absolutely ages. So when I saw it in Toys R Us, it was quite a big surprise for me, and I was just so happy when I saw it, and I immediately got off the shelf and bought it along with 3 other Dark Knight Movie Masters figures, which were the Survival Suit Bruce Wayne figure, the Harvey Dent figure, and also the Harvey Dent Two-Face figure, all of which I shall be reviewing sometime soon. As you can see, this brand new Joker figure comes with quite a big accessory, which is the missile launcher that he used. I think it was sort of halfway through the movie The Dark Knight. However, when he used it, he wasn't actually wearing the outfit you can see the figure wearing now. He was actually wearing this outfit with the purple coat on. The figure we see in front of the camera here is a Joker figure based on how we saw him in the interrogation scene. He did actually use the bazooka or missile launcher slightly earlier on in the film when he had his purple coat on, so I guess it would have made more sense if they included this bazooka with one of the previous Movie Masters Joker figures, but it still is a great accessory to go with this figure. And before I go into any more detail about the figure and its accessory, we're going to take a quick look at its awesome packaging. Okay, so if we take a look at the front, we can see a brilliant Dark Knight logo on the top, which looks like it's been punched into the packaging by the Batman himself. It also says 8+ at the top, and you've got the plastic bowl containing the awesome Joker figure with his accessory with a nice blue background. Also at the bottom we've got a picture of Christian Bale as Batman along with the name of the figure and the name of the accessory. And on the back we've got a really good picture of the prototype for this figure along with some information about the figures that you can get in this wave. Then at the bottom it shows 2 other figures on this wave, and then right on the bottom side of the packaging you've got the same usual product and company information. Okay, so that's it for the packaging. Absolutely brilliant, love it to bits. And now we're going to take a closer look at Heath Ledger's Joker. Okay, so here we have the Joker as we saw him in the interrogation scene from The Dark Knight. Now, when I first saw pictures and videos of this figure around the time when it was first released, I was really happy to see that we were getting a figure of the Joker without his purple coat. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the purple coat that Heath Ledger wore when he was in the role of the Joker in The Dark Knight, but I just thought it would be good to have a variant of him without the purple coat, and when we got this, I was really happy. It's definitely a lot more detailed than the variant we got in 2008, which had him in this outfit but with the purple coat on top. There's definitely a lot more detail on the waistcoat, the shirt and the tie this time. It is made from mainly new parts but also a few old parts from the first Movie Masters Joker figure we got, I believe. And now we're going to go into taking a look at the detail paintwork and sculpting. Okay, so first of all we're going to take a look at the head sculpt of this Joker figure. Now I think the head sculpt on this Joker figure is the best Movie Masters Joker figure head sculpt we've seen so far. This head sculpt looks far more accurate and creepy than the Movie Masters Wave 1 Joker figure in my opinion. The makeup does look a lot more accurate this time. As you can see, you've got the grey patches around his eyes which look really creepy and lifeless. You've also got little bits of skin tone coming through around his forehead and also a little bit by the mouth there. You've also got some creases in the face there which sort of make him look like he's sort of pulling a sinister frown or sinister smile. If we take a look at his mouth, we can see that the red cuts have been painted with this really realistic glossy red colour, which helps to make this figure look like it is actually bleeding, which I think makes it really creepy. Even some of the features you wouldn't really take much notice of, like the and the nose have been sculpted and painted really nice on this figure. The hair is also a lot more accurate this time as well. Instead of it just being completely green, it's been painted brown on one layer, then green over the top, just like how we saw it in the Dark Knight movie. I think it looks really good like this. Really does look really nice the way it's been sculpted and painted really carefully. I think maybe the skin tone on the neck is a little bit too dark. I think maybe if it was a bit more pale, it'd look a bit more accurate. But I think the head sculpt just on its own is absolutely brilliant. I think it's the best 6-inch Joker figure head sculpt we've seen so far. It's got a great likeness of Heath Ledger, and the paintwork on the makeup and the scars is just absolutely incredible. Okay, so that's it for the head sculpt for now, and now we're going to take a look at his outfit. Okay, so moving on to the clothing. If we take a look at his waistcoat, we can see that it has been painted with a nice light green colour. It's got some really nice detail on it, like the 3 black buttons which go down the middle. The creases surrounding them help to make the figure look even more lifelike. You've also got a couple of pockets on either side. On the back, it's just a dark purple colour, no additional detail, but we can see a few more creases on it. I think the waistcoat is absolutely brilliant the way it is. It is made of a very hard plastic. By the way, it has all the detail that it needs, and it has been sculpted really nicely, especially with all those creases it has. Okay, so if we now move on to his tie, we can see that it has been painted with a dark purple colour with several gold spots going on the top. I don't think it needs any improvements, looks really nice and accurate just the way it is. And now if we move on to my favourite part of this figure, which is the Joker's shirt, we can see that this is by far the most detailed part of the figure. It's got loads of patterns going all over each sleeve. You've got loads of lines, snowflake-like droplets, loads of little circles, and various other patterns going across this shirt. You've also got plenty of creases on the sleeves, helping to make it look that extra bit lifelike. I think the shirt is absolutely perfect the way it is. I really don't think it needs any improvements. It looks really nice and accurate, and the paintwork is just absolutely incredible. Makes the figure look absolutely brilliant when you take a look at it up close. And now we're going to take a look at these trousers. Okay, so here we have the trousers of this Joker figure. As you can see, they've been painted dark purple on one layer and with light purple stripes going over the top. I think they look really nice on this figure. The light stripes have been painted really nicely and carefully, and they really do help to make the trousers of this figure look a bit more accurate and also a bit more interesting. As you can see, you've got a lot of creases going down from sort of the knees to the shoes. Here's just a little view of what they look like on the back. Now the shoes of this Joker figure are pretty basic. They're just a pretty simple basic design with a dull brown colour, but they do look really nice with the great detail that they have. As you can see, you've got the sewing patterns on the sides there, and also the laces on the top. I think they might be a bit darker than the ones we saw on the Wave 1 Joker figure. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I am pretty sure that they are made from the same sculpt. So like any other Movie Masters figure, this variant of the Joker is absolutely covered with detail from head to toe. I think the sculpting of this figure is absolutely incredible. It looks absolutely brilliant the way it is. It's in good scale with all the other Dark Knight Movie Masters 6-inch figures. I really like this new Joker figure head sculpt. I think it has a much better likeness of Heath Ledger, and it certainly does look a lot more accurate and creepy than the Wave 1 Movie Masters Joker figure head sculpt, in my opinion. The detail on the clothing is also absolutely brilliant. The paintwork on it is absolutely incredible, especially on that very highly detailed shirt and also on all the other parts of this figure's clothing. The only thing that I could say could have been a bit better about this figure's paintwork is maybe if the neck and the hands had a little bit of a lighter skin tone to make the figure look a bit more accurate, but it still looks absolutely brilliant the way it is, and I think this is by far my favourite Heath Ledger Joker figure so far. And now we're going to take a look at this figure's articulation. Okay, articulation. His head can move up and down. He can't go too far up, which is a bit of a shame. I think that's because of the hair at the back though. It can still do a good 360-degree turn. The arms are ball jointed at the shoulders, so you can make them go outwards as well as do a 360-degree turn. There isn't a bicep swivel joint. I was hoping there would be one on this figure, but sadly there isn't. But they can still bend up and down at the elbows, and both hands can do a 360-degree turn. Isn't any waist articulation. There wasn't any on the Wave 1 Joker figure from the Movie Masters line, so I wasn't expecting any waist articulation on this one. The legs can go backwards and forwards from the top, do the splits, swivel 360 degrees at the thighs, bend at the knees, and also the feet can move up and down and move from side to side a bit. So, as well as having a lot of detail, this Joker figure has a lot of articulation. I really like the fact that this Joker figure has got a ball jointed head and also ball jointed arms, because these really do help for putting him into lots of different poses. All the features of articulation on this figure are exactly the same as that of the Wave 1 Joker figure, which we saw a few years ago. However, I do think the articulation on this figure could have been a bit better if it had bicep swivel joints, because then we could put him into a lot more poses just by himself, and also a few more poses with the bazooka that he comes with. I think these bicep swivel joints would also help us a lot more in doing figure photography, stop motion animations, and also Dark Knight scene recreations. But I still think the articulation is absolutely brilliant the way it is. It's brilliant articulation for a figure of this scale, and you can still put him into many different poses. And now I'm going to give you a summary of my thoughts on this figure. Now, overall, I think this Dark Knight Joker figure is a fantastic addition to my Batman action figure collection. As I said before, the detail and paintwork on this figure is absolutely incredible. The sculpting is brilliant as well, especially on that new head sculpt, which has a really good likeness of Heath Ledger. Really pleased with the detail and paintwork on the new head sculpt. I think it definitely looks a lot better than the head sculpt we saw on the first Movie Masters Joker figure. The detail on the clothing is absolutely brilliant as well as the paintwork, and all the other features on this figure are absolutely brilliant. The articulation is also very good. You can put him into lots of different poses with all the joints that he has. So if you were to ask me, should I get this Joker figure or not, I'd say, yeah, buy it. It really is a great variant of Heath Ledger's Joker. If you got the first Movie Masters Joker figure and you liked that one, then I think you should definitely get this one, because I actually like this one more than that Joker figure, but I still think that one is still a very good figure. Definitely a figure I'd recommend to you if you're interested in getting a figure of Heath Ledger's Joker without the purple coat that we saw on the first Movie Masters Joker figure. So if I was to give the Joker, as we saw him in the Dark Knight interrogation scene, a rating out of 10, I'd say I'd give him a 9 out of 10. He's an absolutely superb addition to my collection, really pleased with him, but I do think he could have been a bit better if maybe the skin tone was perhaps a little bit lighter to make him look a bit more accurate, and maybe also a bit better if he had a couple of bicep swivel joints so we could put him into some more poses. But despite those things that I said that could be improved about this figure, I still think he is a amazing figure, and definitely one I'd recommend to any fan of Christopher Nolan's Batman movies. Okay, so that's it for the Joker figure, and now we're going to take a look at his missile launcher. Okay, so here we have the missile launcher that this Joker figure comes with. Now this is a huge accessory, and I absolutely love huge accessories. This one is really highly detailed. If we take a look at the bit that the Joker holds onto, we can see that it's got a nice realistic bumpy texture, and it's been painted with a nice light gold colour. Got some great detail around other parts of the bazooka, like these black parts which come out at the top, the scope that the Joker aims through, the bit at the back which looks as if it has been made out of copper because of the nice metallic brown paint which has been used on it. If we take a look at the grey missile, we can see that it has got a smiley face that the Joker has put onto it. Looks very good up close. It's a great part of the accessory. I never actually noticed this on the actual missile that the Joker fired during the movie, but I think it's a great part of the accessory. It also says smile on this side. The Joker figure does also hold the bazooka very nicely in his left hand. By the way, you've also got this bit on the bazooka which helps to hold on to the Joker's shoulders, so when you're putting it on the figure, that bit can just rest on the shoulder so it doesn't really fall out of his hands or anything so easily. It can also fit into his right hand, but because his right hand is more of an open hand, trying to get the right hand to hold it is a bit hard, so if you're going to make him hold it, then I suggest you put the handle into his left hand. And if I was to give the bazooka accessory a rating out of 5, I'd say I'd quite happily give it a 5 out of 5. An excellent accessory. It's got some brilliant detail and paintwork, and it is a great accessory for recreating scenes from The Dark Knight. As I said around the start of the review, it would have made more sense if it came with the Wave 1 Moving Masters Joker figure, because he did actually fire the bazooka when he was wearing his full outfit with the purple coat, but I guess this was just made around the time that this new figure was made, so they could only release it with this one. Still a great accessory to go with the figure, really excellent accessory, one you could probably use with a lot of the other figures as well. And that is pretty much all I have to say from my review of this Heath Ledger Joker figure. I hope you've all enjoyed watching this review. This was my first ever Batman action figure review, and I'm glad that it was for such a great figure. My next Batman figure review will either be of the survival suit Bruce Wayne figure, or the Harvey Dent figure, or the Two-Face figure. I'm not sure when I will be reviewing these figures, but hopefully sometime soon, because I have got a bit of time to film some videos at the moment. If you would like to share your comments on this figure and its accessory, please feel free to do so in the comment section below, or maybe even a video response you'd like to make. Thanks for watching this review, YouTubers. Hopefully you've all enjoyed watching it, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.